Welcome, listeners, to another episode of Build and Thrive Thunder Bay. I'm your host, Robert Downing, and today we have an insightful discussion lined up that could radically transform the way you engage with your customers. Joining us is our expert, someone who knows the ins and outs of business strategies in Thunder Bay. We're talking about the crucial topic of the follow-up fix, something many businesses might overlook but shouldn't. Welcome, Bruno Auger.
Thanks for having me, Robert. It's a pleasure to be here and discuss a topic that often gets sidelined, but is essential for any business aiming for sustained growth and success.
Absolutely, Bruno. So let's dive straight in. First, for those who might not be familiar, what exactly do we mean by follow-up in a business context? And why is it so significant in the customer journey?
Great question, Robert. In a business context, follow-up refers to the actions taken after an initial interaction with a potential or existing customer. This could be after someone expresses interest in your product, visits your store, attends an event, or even completes a purchase. The significance of the follow-up lies in its ability to reinforce the initial contact, building rapport and trust with the customer. It signals that the business values their interest and is committed to providing continued support and service. Effective follow-up is a bridge that guides the customer through their journey, from a prospect to a loyal client, often leading to repeated sales and long-term relationships.
That sounds essential, indeed. Yet, it seems so many businesses tend to neglect this part of the customer journey. Why do you think some local businesses fail to implement strong follow-up strategies?
There are several reasons, Robert. Firstly, many businesses, especially smaller ones, operate with lean teams that are always busy juggling operational tasks. This workload can push follow-up activities, a task that doesn't always show immediate results, down the priority list. Secondly, a lack of awareness and understanding of the value a follow-up can bring may contribute to its neglect. Business owners might not realize that a well-crafted follow-up can directly translate to increased sales and better customer retention. Finally, there's a tendency to assume that once the sale is complete, the job is done, rather than seeing the sale as the start of a longer relationship. It's a shift in mindset from transactional to relational engagement.
That makes sense. The impact of failing to follow up can be quite significant, it seems. How does an effective follow-up strategy enhance customer engagement and retention?
An effective follow-up strategy enhances engagement and retention by staying connected with customers throughout their journey and beyond. Once you follow up, you're not only showing concern, but also making their experience more personal and memorable. This can significantly increase the likelihood of repeat business. Follow-ups can also address any concerns or queries that might arise post-sale, effectively reducing churn and increasing satisfaction. Furthermore, regular and thoughtful follow-up creates multiple touch points with customers, embedding your brand in their mind, which solidifies their loyalty over time. Whether you are checking in after a purchase to ensure satisfaction or informing them about new offers or products, each touch point counts.
It really underscores the added value of maintaining communication. Now, looking at it practically, what techniques can businesses employ to ensure their follow-up communication is effective? Could you share some specifics regarding timing, platforms, and messaging?
Certainly. Timing is crucial. The sooner you follow up after an initial interaction, the better. This might mean sending a thank you email right after a purchase, a follow-up call within a few days, or a check-in message when you haven't heard from them in a while. Platforms can vary, but emails and phone calls remain highly effective. Social media can also play a role, particularly for engaging or informative content. As for messaging, personalization is key. Avoid generic messages. Focus on addressing the customer's specific interests or past interactions with your business. Use the customer's name, refer to their previous purchases, and tailor the content to their needs. This personal touch can transform a simple follow-up into a meaningful exchange.
Excellent insights. Personalization truly does seem to make all the difference. Moving into real-world examples, could you highlight some successful follow-up strategies that have been implemented by local Thunder Bay businesses?
Absolutely, Robert. One local retail business, for instance, implemented a follow-up campaign where they sent personalized handwritten thank you cards with discount codes a week after each purchase. This not only delighted customers, but motivated further purchases. Another example is a Thunder Bay-based service provider who began following up on consultations with personalized emails, summarizing what was discussed and outlining the next steps. They found this approach solidified their authority and commitment in the eyes rise of clients, leading to increased bookings. Both of these strategies leverage the power of personalization and timing, reminding customers of the care and importance they mean to the business.
Those are great examples that illustrate the tangible benefits of effective follow-up strategies. Now, what tools and technologies can assist businesses in managing and executing their follow-up processes?
There are quite a few, Robert. Customer relationship management, CRM systems like Salesforce, HubSpot, or Zoho can automate follow-up reminders and keep track of customer interactions across multiple platforms. Email marketing platforms such as MailChimp or Constant Contact allow you to set up automated follow-up sequences triggered by customer behavior. Social media management tools can assist in engaging with audiences on platforms where they're most active. Moreover, scheduling tools like Calendly not only help plan follow-ups but can automate meeting bookings following initial contacts. The key is to choose a solution that fits the specific needs and scale of your business operations.
Those tools certainly seem to make follow-up processes more streamlined and effective. How can businesses measure the effectiveness of their follow-up strategies to ensure they are on the right track?
Measuring effectiveness can be done through various key performance indicators. Track the response rate of your follow-up communications, be it email open rates, click-through rates, or engagement levels on follow-up content. Also, monitor conversion rates pre- and post-follow-up implementation to see if there's an uptick. Customer feedback is another significant metric. Regularly solicit feedback to understand the customer's experience of your follow-ups. This can reveal insights about satisfaction and areas for improvement. Moreover, retention rates and customer lifetime value can be indicative of the long-term impact of your follow-up strategy. Lastly, don't underestimate the power of anecdotal evidence. Customer stories and testimonies can provide qualitative proof of your strategy's success.
It sounds like there are plenty of ways to gauge if the strategies are yielding the desired outcomes. Speaking of outcomes, what key results can businesses expect to see when they get their follow-up strategies right?
When follow-up is executed effectively, businesses can expect a variety of positive outcomes. There's an increase in customer trust as follow-ups demonstrate reliability and commitment to quality service. This relationship building leads to higher customer satisfaction and loyalty, thus boosting retention rates. Higher engagement often results in increased sales conversions from individuals who may have been previously uncertain about a purchase. You'll likely see improved customer referral rates as satisfied customers become brand ambassadors, recommending your business to others. Over time, increased customer lifetime value adds significantly to the business's profitability. Ultimately, getting follow-up strategies right means setting up for sustainable growth and a solid customer base.
Those are compelling outcomes that clearly underline the importance of follow-up strategies. Before we wrap up, do you have any final tips for creating a follow-up plan that's specifically tailored to small and medium-sized businesses?
Absolutely, Robert. For small and medium-sized businesses, the key is to keep it simple and scalable. Begin with a clear understanding of your customer base and segment them based on their preferences and behaviors. Create templates for common follow-up scenarios, but always personalize them to each client. Establish a timeline for follow-ups, ensuring it aligns with the customer's purchase cycle or service expectations. Train your team to understand the nuances of tone and timing in follow-up communications, and leverage any available technology to automate and track these interactions. Lastly, be consistent but flexible. Refine your strategies based on feedback and results, always aiming to enhance the customer journey. Remember, the goal is to build relationships, not just make sales.
Fantastic advice indeed. Ensuring these fundamentals are in place seems like a wise approach to achieving reliable and effective follow-ups. Bruno, thank you for joining us today and for sharing such valuable insights. Listeners, I hope you found as much value in today's discussion as I did.
It was my pleasure, Robert. I hope our discussion helps businesses in Thunder Bay to harness the power of follow-up and realize their full potential.
To all our listeners out there, that wraps up this episode of Build and Thrive Thunder Bay. We navigated through the critical elements of follow-up strategies and the profound impact they can have on local businesses. Whether you're taking your first steps in refining your follow-up process or looking to enhance existing methods, remember, the right strategy can make the difference between a one-time customer and a lifelong advocate. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to join us in our next episode as we continue to explore strategies for business growth in Thunder Bay. Until then, keep building and thriving.